Morning everyone, time for another Thailand house build update part 3. So we made some more changes, and as I've said all along, this is going to be a very fluid process, and we expect changes as we go through the entire project. But before we get into that, traditional banana update. Everything's looking pretty good. I think you'll be surprised how quickly these things are growing. But here are the 2 of them that we brought from in the house. This one has pulled out 2 new leaves, I think, since the last update. This one's got a new one here, new one starting here. Still got some tattered stuff from, well, this dry stuff's from when we were in Thailand, but, and of course the hail damage. But we're going to see that on most of them. We'll go over here and start on the end where we always start. So we had some major downpours move through last night. It's calling for rain off and on all day today too, so it's a little bit wet out here, humid. But here we go. Let's get started on these. So here, got a new leaf here, a new one coming out here. I believe this one was maybe opening up on the last one because this looks like the hail damage one. And you can see there's one, then a new one, and then another one coming out of there. And that's kind of how they grow. They just, one comes out of the next one as it just moves up. See here, we got a new one coming out of there. I mean, most of these are going to have new leaves. This one's coming out. This one opened up since the last time we looked at it. I believe this was the one that looked similar to this. Now this leaf like this thing will be opened up completely within like 2 days. This thing still isn't growing very much out of here, and I don't know why, because these are all the same plant. There's like a big bulb. They call it a corum, I believe. Some mushrooms growing here. One back there too. But I believe they call it a corum. But it's like a big bulb inside there under the ground, and that's where these come out of. And these pups, these here are big enough to move if we want to. And all you really got to do is take a shovel right down through here, cut that off, pull it out, and go plant it somewhere else. It's that simple. And we've pulled them as small as this before. Those ones that we had in the house, those there, were pulled last fall at about that size there. So, but in the house, they don't grow that much. So this one coming out of the top of here, this is the one I fought with for weeks trying to get to grow, and I kept cutting it down. Well, it's finally starting to sprout. New leaf coming in there. I don't see, yeah, there's a little bit of a tail sticking out of there on that one. Looking good. The little pup there's got that leaf come out and opened up we looked at last time. Another new one coming out, so it's healthy. And the big daddy, this is the one we looked at in the last video. That was, I think it was popped out and getting ready to open up. Well, it's opened up and got a whole new leaf out of it and opened up. And it's not big enough yet to have its own, but soon it will have another one coming out of the middle of here. New leaf. New leaves. This is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 altogether, 5 plants right there. Another 4 here. You see these are all getting pups, or excuse me, getting new leaves coming out. New leaves. So the bananas are doing really well. Blackberries here. And if you watched the last video, the bear was a joke. We do have bears, but I understand they can climb over the fence to come up here. But yeah, there's some wild blackberries growing around out here. We just grabbed one and put it in a bucket to see what it would do. Okay, enough on the bananas. I don't know where Songpit is. She must be out front. This is my hidden gate I made a few years ago. So we can go out to the front yard from here. If you look at how I did this, When it's closed properly, you can't even tell there's a gate in it. But she must be out there somewhere. Let's go see where she's at. There she is. What are you doing?
I rake the plant. Rake. Prune.
Oh,
Din.
the ground?
Yeah. Around the bush. And I come back to get the fertilizer. Where you at?
I already walked through the bananas, so we're all updated on those.
Okay.
A bunch of chilies going on here. She's got some flowers coming out. We're gonna have lots of chilies. Elephant ears are, I don't know, they're growing slow this year for some reason. One in the corner looking pretty good down there, the elephant ear, but this one's kind of small. Roses are looking good.
I like that corner.
You like the way you did that? Cool. This is our homegrown bamboo too, out back.
Should go get more.
My lime tree. Okay, anyhow, let's get an update on these house plans. Let me get the camera turnaround set up and see what we can do.
All right, what do you have today?
Okay, so
What you've been working on?
the last update we had, I believe this is the layout we had. The Bali Ranch. Had the covered area out around the outside, the breezeways here, and the open area here. That has since, well, no, I guess we made, yeah, this morphed into something a little different here.
This earlier, long time ago, right? The first?
This is the one we had last week.
Oh, okay.
That's what we were working on. This is actually something else. Let's go to this one. So that design kind of moved into this. We ended up moving the kitchen forward to create a larger open area here for living outdoors. So we continued working on that. This would be this same layout, but the full property with it sitting in this corner with the loop drive. So there's some subtle changes in here that you're probably not going to notice, but this gate is actually wider than this now than this one, and I believe I had that in the last video, but
This gate so the car can drive through the truck.
yes, correct. Big enough to drive a vehicle in, so if we ever need to
Because
service.
we worry about a black here. The
Yeah.
truck cannot get this.
Right, to pump that. But these are all the little things we got to think about as we go through this. And again, I'll remind everybody, sunrise, full sun, sunset. Fish pond, garden area along the fish pond. Service area there. So we really like this. We got it nailed down to this. And you'll notice that the Bali style is gone. I tried to squeeze the footprint down to get it smaller. I think it's only a couple meters narrower, but as you can see, it's not near as close to the fence as what it was last week. So that allowed us to push this footprint down just to give us more land area to do whatever we want to do, trees or whatever we want. Okay.
Mango tree.
And as always, I'll try to keep the front of the property this way as we go through these. So this, we were liking this pretty well. It gave the front of the house some texture. Got the
Yeah,
concrete
texture.
fence around the sides.
This thing called texture.
Well, different levels to the front of it. I just called it texture.
Yeah, that's what I.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why last time I said you should have some angle or whatever.
Yeah, you can see it better here. This one here would be covered all the way out here, but the front of the house would come across in toward the front door, back out and out. And we got pretty close to nailing that down. I think we had some outdoor storage, laundry, outdoor shower, which is another thing we're trying to keep incorporated as an outdoor shower. So that is the large layout for that one. But that morphed into, in order to push down the footprint a little more, bring the kitchen back here, push the living area forward, move the kitchen in behind there, allowed me to pull this together some. We lost some of the texture, as I called it, on the front of the property, but I think everything else is pretty much the same. Oh, we moved the deck. What was that?
Bird.
I thought
See
something fell down here. Maybe it was a leaf from your plant. I don't know. But the deck actually moved out of here to this back side. You can see we didn't gain a lot of room here, but we were able to pull this footprint down by a couple meters. So this would be a close-up of this one.
Okay, now we're waiting for this one.
And actually got the outdoor shower still, storage, the raised patio deck that Sampit wants. We got some cupboard space in there that she was looking for. Indoor storage, pass through into the living area, 2 bedrooms. Another thing I don't think I've talked about this. When I'm designing this master bathroom, believe it or not, and we're trying to think as far ahead as we can on this stuff, but I'm trying to make this so it's wheelchair accessible. So when I get old and crusty, Sampit can roll me in there and let me poop and wipe my butt for me.
I don't think about that ahead. I did plan that ahead.
So anyhow, we got this opened up coming through here where you can get a wheelchair around. This would be a closet, big shower,
Oh my God.
toilet, and this is storage. I forgot to fix up the deal there. But again, this outdoor security fence will come right up to the, more or less to the house. Gate here to close it off, gate here, and then there'll be gates here to close behind the car to secure the whole thing. And so that's where we're at this week on this layout. As I've said before, this thing is going to be fluid right up to the day it's finished. It's going to keep changing, it's going to keep morphing, but I want to get it down to the structure so I can start drawing the columns in, get the spacing on those, and just start to understand structurally what I need to do. Again, we're quite a ways out from doing this, but the more we plan, the better it'll be in the end. And as I said last week, plan, think, change. Just do what you got to do. It gets frustrating at times because you're just constantly changing stuff and you think of something else. And every time I bring a drawing to Sampit, she's like, oh, well, we should do this. Well, you haven't mentioned that in the last 100 drawings. But we just go back to the drawing board, see if we can get it in there. I mean, we're not going to get everything we want, but as I said before, the more times we go through this, the more times we go through this, let me do this. The more times we go through this plan and just overhaul it, hopefully in the end it will be as much as possible everything that we want. And if it's not, there's nobody to blame but ourselves. Right?
Probably.
She's going to say, no, blame you.
I'm not gonna blame anybody because I didn't work. How about the last one you have?
Oh, that's the one that was,
The last one.
that was the one that was on top earlier. I pulled it back down here.
Oh. Yes.
One thing I will say that,
This not this, right?
no, this is an older version. This is where the kitchen was back here. And then I moved the kitchen. I had the kitchen back here and the cars pushed over. Well, then we went to, this actually has a living area out front, which is one thing I'd like to keep. We got a little bit of a space here, but I don't know. I like this back here too because this is going to be all rice fields and fish pond back out here. So it'll be a really nice view. I guess you can't see these drawings maybe, but on this one, the most recent one, living area, main outdoor living area is here, and you'll be able to see out over the rice fields and the fish pond and everything. But as I said before, in Thailand, they traditionally hang out front of the house and not out back. So it'd be nice if we could kind of somehow come up with a plan that allows us to do both front and back without wasting a lot of space.
Yeah. Anyway, let me see.
That's the old one. So the fish pond, we were talking last night, Sampit and I were sitting out here on the patio listening to some Pandora, but we were talking about the fish pond. She thinks we want to just wait to dig that until we get over there to make sure, that the pond is the way that we want it.
I would love to do next trip.
Right, that's what we were talking last night about.
Next trip, dig this pond and put some plant. Yeah, so put some plant, and I figure out it's 4 years. At least we put some plant for the next 3 or 4 years. It might be have
The
pretty
trees.
big, have the tree,
Yeah.
have some kind of thing settle down.
So we were talking last night about before we go over again next winter, whenever that is, December, January, February, whenever it is.
Next trip.
But the next trip, we want to pre-arrange having someone ready to dig this pond while we're there. And while we're there, we'll go talk to the power company about getting power moved in there. And there was a third thing. What was the third thing we were going to?
Electric.
Electric? The fish
Well.
pond? Oh, the well. And maybe have somebody lined up to drill a well. We plan on being there for a month again, so maybe we'll just do that when we get over there.
Yeah,
Because I
Yeah.
don't think they're that backed up that we couldn't get it done in a month.
to have something to do for you.
Right, exactly. And some videos to make. So that's where we're at.
You think you should rent the container so you can live there?
Maybe. Just buy one of them shipping containers and sit on there and I can live in that way.
Yeah.
Well, I might be able to do that. It'd be cheaper than staying at the $6 hotel.
Maybe not cheaper.
Wasn't Parada Gardens $6 a night or something like that? It was
The
pretty cheap.
hotel.
Maybe it was
Oh,
$12.
$10.
Oh my God, $10 a night.
10 or 15 is 500 baht.
500 baht?
Yeah.
So that's about $17.
Oh, yeah, $17. If you rented whole house, shipping container, bring them here, I think it's more than,
Yeah,
but at least
But-
you live at your place,
right.
property.
Yeah, we'll end up living in the hotel for at least 6 months while we're
Yeah.
building this thing. Maybe more
Yeah.
if I'm building
When you
it.
go restroom, you just dig the dirt, make the hole.
I got a big hole out back, the
Yeah,
fish pond.
dig, and then,
Just key in the fish pond.
no.
Why? Plucky. Fish
Pla
poop.
can eat.
The fish poop in the pond.
Not human. It doesn't have nutrient for human
Feed the
key.
fish. Feed the fish.
Human key not have nutrient
Feed the fish.
for fish. And you eat that fish later.
No,
Yes.
no. I'll sell those in the
You like
village.
snakehead fish.
Huh?
You like snakehead fish.
Snakehead, yes.
Yeah.
I want snakehead and tilapia. You want tilapia,
You
right?
don't like tilapia.
If they're fresh, they'll be okay. I just don't like this crap that sits in a freezer in a warehouse somewhere for 6 or 8 months and then comes to us and it just tastes really, really fishy. That's the fish I don't like. I like fresh fish.
Yeah, make para, not fishy.
So I think if we're raising our own fish,
Yeah.
just go out there with a net or whatever, throw it out there, grab some fish. What we don't need, throw back in, let them live, and take them in the house and eat them. Might cook them first, but
With your poop.
yeah, the poop eaters.
Yeah.
No, I won't poop in the pond.
Okay. Go back to the plan for next trip. Dig the pond, put some plant,
Maybe do the well.
maybe the well.
Even if we don't have power in there, we'll
one
just
thing.
cap the well and keep it.
You try to get approved from the city for the plant too?
Yes. Yeah, we didn't talk about that last night, but you're right. We'll do that while we're there. We'll, as I spoke in earlier videos, I'll get all these plans ready. We'll take those with us and take and submit those to the city, make sure that we can get her built that way. I mean, I don't think it's going to be an issue. Out there in the middle of a damn rice field, I don't think they care too much.
I didn't know about that. I need to learn something.
But I think we're on board. I think at the end of the last video, I mentioned that I hadn't committed to the concrete wall. At this point, I'm committed again. We'll go with the concrete security barrier around the outside. I guess we'll just call it the concrete fence going forward. But we are going to put, I keep pointing at this drawing and I don't think you can see it, but talking about the security fence around the outside, the concrete, but we are going to put like a livestock fence or some kind of wire barrier around the fish pond too.
It's not security from human,
What's it security from?
from buffalo.
Buffalo. Yeah, so the buffaloes don't
Yeah.
come in our yard.
Yeah, buffalo come steal my eggplant.
But yeah, we're pretty excited about it. I know she gets tired of me bugging her all the time, but I keep throwing plans in front of her. And how many plans do you think you've looked at?
How many plant?
Yeah, how many plans?
One.
One? You've looked at one? How many do you think you've looked at in the last 2 months?
Oh, jeez, I not follow you.
Hundreds? Maybe not hundreds, but 100.
About just 20?
No, I don't know. I know I've printed more than that. There's 20 of them laying in there on the table right now. And there's another 20 underneath the desk in the office.
Yes. You make this a lot for the last house you built?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
At the
You have to.
lake house?
I still have them all.
Yeah, you make like change.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why I told you from the beginning. There's going to be changes all the way up to the day that we start building, all the way through the project. Now, they won't be major changes, but instead of, oh, let's not put the storage here, let's put it over here, or let's turn this around this way, or we don't want the deck there, we want it, I mean, the well, well, once you drill the well, it's there, but maybe we want to move these underground septic tanks to somewhere else, or maybe we have to because of where the house is, or there's something under the dirt that we're not aware of. I mean, there's a lot of things that come up. I mean, it's got to be a fluid project, and you got to expect it, and it's going to get frustrating at times. But I mean, we've already we got 6 changes right here on the table. I think 5 or 6. Yeah, see, there's 1, 2, 3 right here in my hand. 3 different changes. That one's different than that one. The kitchen's moved. That one might be the same. Yeah, I think that one's the same. But anyhow, point being, it's going to change a lot. It's going to continue to change.
Okay.
But once we get, like I said, once we get the main house set, we can't move the walls, and we can't move it around well, we could move it around the property, I guess, but we can't move the walls around because I'm going to spend a bunch of time designing where the columns will stand. And once I get that, I don't want to be moving those around because once you move one column, it affects all the rest of it.
This is not the detail yet?
No, this isn't even detailed. This is just trying to get our wish list knocked out.
Waiting for your IB date like that plan.
Waiting for me? No, waiting for you.
For me about?
Because I'll put a plan in front of you in the kitchen. Remember on the last drawing where I had the 3D and everything?
What about kitchen?
You had a week to decide what you want to do, and you didn't do it, so I just did it myself and said, what do you think of this? But anyhow, it's better to take time and think through it because we got time, for one thing.
Yeah.
And you're more likely to get an end result that you
Why so
look.
complicated? When my mother kitchen, it doesn't complicated at all, and she still have food to eat and alive until now.
I understand that. But you want to make it convenient, and yeah, I mean, if you don't care, that's fine. I'll design it. I don't have a problem with that.
I let you design more. Yeah, try to not, because I don't know how to design.
That's where we're at for this week. Try to keep these videos short, but that's really hard to do, to keep them short and
It will be short.
get our thoughts
okay.
across to you out there in the big wide world of YouTube.
All right. Beautiful day today. No sun, but I like.
Yeah, it's pretty nice out. Okay, so we're out of here. It's Sompit.
And Kenny, thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. See you in another week.
See you.